Hello and welcome back to Krush's Kavern, episode 5. Hope you're having a great day, a great week. This episode I want to talk to you a little bit about hitting your reset button, your personal reset button. Now, just like a computer, just like other technology, sometimes you can get a little stuck. Sometimes things can spiral a little bit out of control. And when you get to that point, you need to find a way to halt how things are going, ground yourself, find your footing, and move forward with purpose from there. But before we get into that, I'll tell you a little bit about my now 2 weeks outside of work. So my plans to do a show last week were a little bit messed up because my computer over the weekend started to overheat. I was trying to stream some World of Warcraft, honestly just play some World of Warcraft, and I was getting just black screens. I'd be playing and boom, everything would blink shut, computer would restart. And I've had computer problems for long enough, I recognize that as an overheat. So I looked at the case, I looked at my fans, everything seemed to be working properly. It was just kind of on overload. So what I ended up doing is I went out and I got a new case, I got a new cooling fan, and the first thing I did was disassemble the computer right when I got the parts home, took everything apart, started putting everything into the new case, and I realized I was missing a part. Just a little nothing part, just a motherboard backplate that I needed in order to install the new cooler. And the plate wasn't available in my local shop, had to order it on Amazon. 3 days later, I finally got it and I could put my computer back together. So we missed the show last week, but we're here today, ready to get going again. That was a doozy. Other than that, it's been a really, really busy time for basketball refereeing, actually. There's been a lot of tournaments over the last few weekends. That's going to continue this weekend and next weekend. I've been getting at least 6 games a weekend, usually 1 on Friday, 2 or 3 on Saturday, 2 or 3 on Sunday. It's been really, really busy, and that's only going to be picking up in the next couple weeks. I appreciate the extra income, but man, it's a little taxing sometimes. Hopefully after that it'll cool down a bit for the holidays, though. Also, this past weekend I got to hang out with a few friends. It was one of my friends' birthdays. And as a late birthday present, a very late birthday present, I don't get to see these guys too often, one of them got me a green screen and some new softbox lights. So I got those set up. I got a quick test stream in with those, and it looks so good. I'm so happy to have it. I've been looking forward to having a green screen for a good long while, and it's more than I could have hoped for. Super happy to have it. Otherwise, in games, the game I've actually been playing more than any other one lately is Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I've been having a ton of fun playing that on my phone. Been playing it most days before I go to bed, sometimes on a break at work. It's just kind of engrossed me. It's got that auto chess feeling where there's still a bit of random, there's still a bit of RNG, but I feel like I can control it enough and my decisions matter enough that it's a compelling game. And the other big part of it is it's only like a 20-25 minute game as opposed to the competitors where we're looking at probably 45 minutes minimum even in a losing match. So I've been having a ton of fun with that. Honestly, I think this game is the secret winner of BlizzCon 2019. As massively overshadowed as it was by the Diablo 4 trailer and the WoW expansion, Overwatch 2 in terms of impact at the convention, this is a solid game that you can play right now. So super happy with it, totally recommend it. It's a free mode. You just gotta download Hearthstone, play it for free. I highly, highly recommend it. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's topic. So, the topic at hand this week is hitting your personal reset button. Now, this is something I do, not super frequently, but it is something that I do a few times a year, maybe a little bit more frequently if times are tough, things are going a little bit out of my control. But there are a few ways that I will notice in my lifestyle that hitting my reset button is something I want to think about doing, and I have a pretty set routine now for how I go about sort of resetting myself and getting myself back on the track that I want to be. I'll tell you about some of the signs for me personally that I look for when I think I might need a reset. First thing that I usually notice is that I slow down or stop cleaning up around the house. So there'll be dishes at my desk that I don't bring downstairs. I'm sort of lacking on doing the laundry. I'm putting off cleaning up the cat litter. I'm putting off washing the dishes, vacuuming. Just basic stuff that when things are going well is not a problem. I'll take some time on a weekend, get the cleaning done, but when things are a little stuck, things are a little down for me, that's one of the first things that I kind of stop doing. Another thing that I'll start skimping on is personal hygiene. Now, this isn't crazy. It's not like I stop showering or I start, re-wearing underwear or anything drastic like that. Just little things here and there. Maybe I'll go a few extra days without shaving. Maybe I'll start digging into the shirts that I don't normally wear because I haven't done the laundry in a little bit. I just start noticing that I'm not paying as much attention to how clean I am, and I'm not taking the steps that I normally would when I'm feeling all right. Moving right along, another thing that I'll do is I'm going to start ordering a lot of takeout food rather than going to the store, planning my meals, preparing it ahead of time. I start sort of eating more reactively than proactively. This is definitely something that dominates when I'm feeling low, and it contributes to having a low cycle of energy. When you're not eating properly or not eating in a way that you normally do, your body is kind of thrown off and you don't have the same cycle of energy as before. And when you have that low energy, that starts contributing to making these sort of bad decisions, like not cleaning up around the house, like skimping on personal hygiene, stuff like that. So all these signs just sort of start feeding into each other. And once I'm in that cycle of low energy, that's when things like skipping exercise start to happen. Skipping plans with family and friends start to happen. Things that I would normally look forward to, normally plan ahead and love doing, I start making excuses. Start thinking, I don't have to go to the gym today. I can do that tomorrow. I was supposed to go out with my wife to go see a movie tonight, but I think I'll just tell her that I'm feeling tired and lie in bed and play video games. Just little things that aren't how I want to live my life when I'm thinking clearly. And finally, when you get into this cycle, at least for me, negative emotions, as minor as they can be, start to feel a lot more powerful. I start finding myself extra upset with things that would just be a minor bother before. Maybe little irks that I had suddenly become a lot more serious. Like just silly things. Like forgetting to put a roll of toilet paper on the rack in the bathroom will suddenly really bother me one day. And I'll just be like, why am I feeling this way? What's going on that this is having such a huge impact on me? And once I start seeing one or all of these things together, I start thinking, I need to hit my reset button. I need to get myself back on track. Once I've decided that it's time to reset myself, it's time to hit that reset button, the first thing I'll try to do is find a full day off. A day where I don't have any commitments, a day where I don't have to be anywhere, no one's expecting to hear from me, a day where I can just focus on myself completely. Now, there are certain times of the year where that's a lot to ask. We don't always have a full day where we can just take a pause in life. So, in a pinch, a half day will do. But a full day is really what I like to do in these situations. And the first thing I actually do is go through a full personal hygiene routine. So, full shower, shave, nail clip, trim the beard, just the whole works, everything I got. I find that going through that routine in a mindful way where I'm just focusing on doing it, I'm not running through the process because I'm getting ready for work, I'm not doing the bare minimum because I'm going to stay in the house all day, just a a full shot. And that usually makes me feel better pretty quickly. Once I'm done with that, it's fresh, clean clothes, not the sweats from the other day, not pajamas, just put on some nice, clean clothes like I'm ready to go out. I'm not going to be going anywhere, but it makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel like I'm a full person, not some cave troll, not someone who's hiding from the world. I'm a functional person ready for my day, and that's how I feel when I've got those nice, clean clothes on. If I'm in such a state where I don't have that, get that laundry started so I can get those clothes ready. After that, more cleaning to do. I mostly focus on my computer desk, the area around my bed, and the kitchen, because those are the places where things start to pile up when it's time for a reset. So I'm not focused on putting the dishes from my dinner away. I'm not focused on getting the clothes cleared from around the bed. So that's what I focus on first. It's usually a pretty easy task, and it's a quick accomplishment that I can put on my record. I'm getting stuff done. After all that, I find it's important for me personally just to get a bit of fresh air. If I'm in a cycle of being at home, being at work, being at home, being at work, I'm stuck in indoors with recycled air, just taking a bit of time to go outside, take some deep breaths. If it's not horrible out, I can go for a little bit of a walk. But if it's, the throes of another Canadian winter, just a quick minute outside to breathe some nice open air really does help clear the system a little bit. Now, this next part is really more for me because I'm a heavy planner. You may not be this way, but I like to spend time on Google Calendar. Now, I plan out my life pretty meticulously. I've got my work schedule in there. I've got my other commitments in there, what I intend to do certain days. I specifically book off time periods during a day to be ready to do something spontaneous. It's a whole scene. I go through there and I look at each thing that I've put and I decide, am I spending too much time on one thing or another? Is there something that I want to do that I'm not scheduling time for? And I go over my calendar pretty closely, and I use it as a touchstone for what I find important, what I want to focus on, what I want to prioritize. And that process of going through there really helps center me, helps keep me grounded, and allows me to plan out my time and feel good about how I've planned out my time. And finally, once I've done all that, I'm totally set for the day. I've got my calendar all set. I don't jump out and start going right away, because if I'm at a point where I need to hit my reset button, I'm probably tired. I'm probably low energy. So what I like to do, honestly, is take a nap. Just no alarm clocks, no distractions, nothing to get up for. Just go and have a sleep. Usually my cat will come join me. It's really nice. He'll come up there, sit on my chest, go beside me, and it's just a really nice, relaxing time. Now, as good as I feel about the process of resetting myself and getting myself back on track, I don't feel like I've gotten much better at quickly identifying the signs and knowing when I need to do this. Because this is something I've done multiple times in the past. And it's not like I'm recognizing the signs really any quicker than I did before. These sort of situations where you get stuck or things start to spiral, it really does sneak up on you really slowly. It takes a lot of self-reflection and being honest with yourself and understanding who you are as a person and when your behavior is not normal to get better at understanding the signs. Now, I listed out all the signs for me personally. The signs for you might be totally different. You're a different sort of person yourself. Even the way that you reset yourself may be far different than the process that I've set out for myself. But I still believe that We're all people. We all get caught up in the rat race of life. We all start to lose our priorities. We start to lose our vision of where we want to go. And it's important to take the time whenever you can to evaluate yourself, evaluate where you are, and understand that if you need to hit your reset button, that's not a weakness. That's simply a realignment of the path that you're on. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. Thanks for listening today. If you want to contact the show, you can tweet at Krush's Kavern, or you can send an email to thekrushinator@gmail.com. To see the rest of what I'm up to, you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, all at the Krushinator. To see everything I do gathered all in one place, join me on Discord at tinyurl.com/Krushination. Intro and outro music for this podcast was created by Leviathan. Thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you again soon.